Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you've heard the news about General Feixiao, and there's been a lot of debate about the news. Yes, the news about the latest update to Feixiao's kit did spark a lot of debate among fans. Some say the update makes her kit less effective, while others say it's just a minor tweak. What changes did Hoyoverse make to the General? Did they make her weaker and lose her potential as a single target Acheron? Well, in this video we will try to discuss about the updates of the Feixiao'S kit. But before we do that, I suggest you to check out my previous video about moze, since he's so much better now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with miHoyo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. We've been hearing a lot of chatter among fans about Feixiao's new kit. From what we've seen, it looks like almost all of her abilities have undergone changes and adjustments. Even Feixiao's base stats and minor traces have been updated. Previously, Feixiao had a base stat speed of 125, but in the latest update, this stat speed has decreased to 112. On top of that, we won't get the extra 5 points of speed from her minor traces anymore. It's now an additional 12.5% defense. I'm just wondering why it has to be defense out of all the stats that can be given. I'm not sure what Hoyoverse was thinking, but it's clear that Feixiao has lost her potential as the highest speed character on the Honkai Star Rail. You might think these base stat changes and minor traces are insignificant, so let's move on to Feixiao's main kit changes. And get ready, because some of these changes are going to surprise you. The first change we will look at is in Feixiao's War X skill. In the old description, Feixiao could cause wind damage of 240% of her attack to one target enemy and advance forward by 10%. The damage caused by this skill is now only 200% of Feixiao's attack, and instead of getting a forward advance, Feixiao will launch her follow-up attack after she performs the skill. While the damage percentage has gone down, I think it's still balanced out by the extra damage from the follow-up attack. Overall, this skill doesn't undergo a significant change. Now, unlike her skills, the next thing we will look at is the ability that has become the main public spotlight. How could it not be? In the last Feixiao kit discussion video, we have seen how amazing Feixiao's ultimate called Terra Split is. This ultimate can do an incredible amount of damage. In fact, the percentage of damage that can be done from this ultimate can reach thousands of percent. This makes Feixiao the character with the most damage output from her kit. And guess what? It's all just a dream now, because in her latest upgrade, this damage percentage was reduced significantly to 700% of Feixiao's attack. On top of that, the mechanic in this ultimate has also changed. Previously, Feixiao could use up all of her ultimate stack points in one activation. Now, she can only use up 6 points. Previously, we could stack this ultimate to the maximum point because Feixiao could launch a lot of attacks at the enemy and deal a final blow whose damage was based on how much stack points were consumed. But that's changed now. Feixiao will only launch a final blow equal to 160% of her attack after consuming 6 stack points. Given this change, I believe Feixiao's ultimate has a significant reduction in raw damage. There's no change to the description of the stack and follow-up attack mechanics for Feixiao's Thunder Hunt talent. The only thing that's been adjusted is the percentage of damage from the follow-up attack. In the previous version, the damage from Feixiao's follow-up attack was 200% of the attack. This has now been changed to 110% with a 60% boost for 2 turns. I think it's fair to say that the decrease is understandable, given that although the initial damage is lowered, we still receive another additional boost of 60%. In terms of the major traces, Feixiao actually only experienced a few adjustments. As with Feixiao's first Ascension trace, Heaven Path, this change affects the number of flying areas stacks Feixiao has when the battle begins. In the old version, we could get 4 stacks, but in this latest version, we can only get 3 stacks of flying areas when Feixiao entered the battle. This means we need a longer time to fill Feixiao's ultimate. But the good news is that this issue can still be resolved by triggering follow-up attacks from both Feixiao and her allies, allowing her to quickly fill her ultimate stack. Another change is in Feixiao's second Ascension trace, called Form Shift, which in the latest description of this trace considers Feixiao's ultimate as a follow-up attack and increases the follow-up attack's critical damage by 36%. On the bright side, this change is still a good one. At least we know that Feixiao still has damage potential from her follow-up attack mechanic. Unlike her first and second traces, Feixiao's third trace, Bolt Catch, has a new description. The reason for this change is because the previous effect of this trace, which was an increase in follow-up attack critical damage, has been combined with her second Ascension trace. The latest version of this third trace will provide a 48% increase in attack when using skills, and this effect will last for 3 turns. Next, we will talk about the changes in Feixiao's Eidolon. Her first Eidolon, Skyward Eye Quell, where in the previous description stated when using the ultimate, each point of flying areas used will increase the damage of the final hit received by the enemy by 30% of the attack owned by Feixiao. This Eidolon was changed to when using both Thunder Blades and War Axe Skyward attacks, Feixiao's ultimate damage will gradually increase by 10% of its original damage, and this effect can be stacked up to 5 stacks, which in my opinion means that every single slash we cast will increase the final damage by 10%. And this also means that Feixiao's ultimate damage of 700% can actually be boosted with Feixiao's first Eidolon. For the latest version of Feixiao's second Eidolon, Moonward Eye Wish, doesn't differ much from the old version in terms of effect. Both versions still talk about adding stacks of Feixiao's flying areas. The only difference is that the way you get this extra stack has changed. Now, every time Feixiao does a follow-up attack, she will get 1 point of flying areas. This isn't a major change, given that Feixiao's follow-up attack is already triggered pretty quickly. As for Feixiao's fourth Eidolon, Stormward Eye Here, it will boost the follow-up attack damage received by the enemy by 10% as long as Feixiao is active in battle. It seems to me that this Eidolon will be great for supporting follow-up attacks team because from the description of this Eidolon stated of damage for all enemies. And last but not least, Feixiao's E6. Homeward Eye Near, which in the previous version, this Eidolon could increase the penetration wind resistance follow-up attack by 20% and increase the multiplier of the follow-up attack talent by 360%, was changed to increase the all-type resistant penetration for Feixiao's ultimate by 20% and increase the damage multiplier of the follow-up attack talent, which is considered as ultimate, by 140%. I think it's great that Feixiao can now have all-type resistant penetration, because before this Eidolon is only focused on one element of resistant penetration. Now, at E6, Feixiao can have all elements of resistant penetration. Well, what about the damage multiplier reduction? I think 140% reduction is still good, because we have to remember that the damage from Feixiao's ultimate is already quite big. So I think the reduction in the multiplier percentage is still an acceptable adjustment. Okay, it's clear that Feixiao has taken a severe nerf in terms of raw damage percentage, especially when you look at her ultimate. This also made fans to start questioning the title, Acheron Single Target, which was previously predicted to be awarded to Feixiao. The drop in Feixiao's ultimate damage percentage has definitely made it harder for her to secure the Acheron Single Target title. But do you think Hoyoverse designed Feixiao to get this title? Well, I don't think so. It seems like Hoyoverse had a specific plan for Feixiao, although they may have originally wanted to create a second Acheron. I think that would have made Feixiao less competitive. Okay guys, I think that's all for this video. Please feel free to leave any comments you may have and don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.